Welcome back to Blaze Strap Beer Podcast, episode 65. I'm back at Cellar, but this is not a Cellar show at all. We're just borrowing them because David over there is a nice and gracious host to let us have him doing this. I have Sean back on from
Southern Ohio Brewing.
Yeah, he was... I forget what episode number you were on, but no, he was a great talk, and as you heard from the last one, he and I always talk craft beer when he worked at Mojos, so I figured it's time to come back on and just talk craft beer with you, because
I'm happy to be here.
We've been doing this for over 10 years, just wasn't a podcast.
Yeah, basically the same thing.
The only difference is when it's not recording, we might go off the rails more than we do.
Oh, yeah. Generally.
So, yeah. So, how you been, man?
I've been good. Been really busy between work and my outside life with my wife and my daughter, but doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because the last time, a couple of last times I saw you, we were at in Columbus together.
Yeah.
Was that your first time going to Columbus?
That was
to the association.
So I've been to the Ohio Craft Brewers Conference a couple times. The Columbus one was my second time. I went to the one in Cincinnati a couple years before. So.
And
yeah.
So what's your impression on the conference and your big takeaways compared this time to last time?
Well, overall, I saw a lot more about market trends being talked about, primarily among like younger drinkers, and how the perception that people have been talking about is that they're drinking less, but that's not exactly true. They're drinking the same, but they're looking more for variety, and that's just overall something I've seen that in my life as well. Like, I'm not just drinking beer all the time. I do drink cocktails. I do drink THC beverages, and just everybody's looking for something different to break up what they always have been leaning towards.
Mm-hmm. So as a sales rep, how do you battle that as you're trying to push your beer product out there?
Well, there's always going to be a market for beer, and we just try to focus more on the quality of our product over anything else. We do have a variety, more of a variety in our tap room, but with our seltzers, we've got just our spiked seltzer, which we rotate flavors on right now. We're rolling with a tart cherry, which is really nice because we use Montmorency cherry juice from Michigan, and it just really makes that flavor pop and makes it feel like you're biting into an actual cherry. And when you look at a lot of the macro stuff, their seltzers are a little bit more thin on the flavor, and we just focus more on hitting you with that flavor. And we'll also have coming up a gluten-free sour. So we'll have more of a option for people that want flavor that way. So
what makes a gluten-free sour?
Oh, you basically take, in our case, I think we're taking a seltzer base and adding some acids to it to really make it a little bit more tart, and just loading it up with fruit. Yeah, and it just gives that kind of extra option.
Because you're starting to see that, because I know Bellbrook Brewing does a lot of gluten-free. You're just starting to see that more in the craft beer world.
Well, there's a lot of people in the world that just haven't been able to drink beer recently, just because either gluten intolerance, or they just don't really feel like beer really does it for them anymore, and they feel full. So the seltzer is always that good option to break away from that. I have my brother-in-law recently became gluten intolerant, so he's just watching everything he eats and drinks now. So it's just something that changes pretty frequently for everybody.
Now, we're going back a little bit. So when you were bartending way in Mojos, did you see that trend? What were some of the bigger trends you saw when you were first started?
When I first started, it's kind of that craft beer boom, like in 2017, where just everybody was looking for the new hot thing and wanting variety every single time. But with beer, you didn't see a whole lot of seltzers. Those weren't super popular. You didn't have the ready to drink cocktails or anything like that. You had either people who wanted cocktails or wine, or you had the people that just wanted to drink beer. And the focus for us was mostly on the beer, and we would typically stick with like a standard variety of beer, like the IPAs, lager, stout, brown ale, amber, just kind of like that standard style. But we would get a rotation of different brands in to have that variety that way.
So when did you really start seeing this shift in people wanting to venture out of beer? Because I like you said, I think people are still drinking out there.
Oh, yeah.
They're just not, like you said, they want to try different things out of beer because, no offense to beer, but some of the beers all start tasting somewhat, like the same. And
well, it's not that they all started tasting the same. I think it's that there became so many different breweries out there that everybody was carrying a similar style. So if you found something you liked at this one brewery, it was like a hazy IPA, you could find that at maybe two breweries down the road, pretty similar. So it wasn't too hard to find that variety, or that beer that you really liked. What I saw, I want to say in 2019, a lot of the people started to change their palates and wanting to try different stuff. Once seltzers were starting to get popular, people are really starting to want to like branch out and get away from beer a little bit. And then 2020 hit, and I mean, everything got screwed up. So people focused more on just like getting what they wanted for at home. And a lot of people were drinking on quite a bit then, because I mean, you got nothing else to do. You might as well. So I guess people were probably looking for lighter stuff.
Yeah. And I'm not saying everything. I know things don't taste the same, but I know stigmas out there. Everything tastes the same. And yeah.
Well, whether or not something tastes the same or not, you can always find something between different breweries that's pretty similar. Right. Because,
Code was because you were still at Mojos at that time, weren't you?
Yeah, I was at Mojos. We closed down.
I think I was your last customer and your first customer.
Yeah, you probably were, whether I was the one serving you or not. I think, we closed down for a little while. Then we opened up for to-go service for about a month and a half, 2 months in. And then we did about a month of that before we opened up fully.
Yeah, it was a weird time. Like sometimes I still don't believe we actually went through that.
Well, I mean, it's been like 4 or 5 years now, so
but like, you still
it just feels like a blur.
But there are still parts of it you still feel, because sometimes part of like places being down on people. I still feel like there's some people out there that still hasn't made it back out yet.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, I think
changed their habits of what they were doing before.
The habits mostly changed to people going out earlier rather than later, and then and that's never really shifted back, I'd say.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I was the same way when I was getting back around to things. Like Mojos never really changed their hours back, because before COVID, we would on weekends we'd be open till 1 a.m. They close at 11 now,
which is a good thing. I mean, it's good and bad. I mean,
Yeah.
Some people know what happens later it goes.
I mean, once you get past 11 o'clock, nothing good happens.
And even that, but even now, I mean, even before that, I mean, I've become more of a day drinker than I am really a night drinker. I mean, I still do it during the night, but I'm not. Heck, I used to stay out to 2 a.m. in the morning. I couldn't stomach it now.
Yeah, no. Like
I mean, there's been like when we went to OCBA and I was about ready to cry. But luckily I was in a good group. And
I was exhausted at 11 o'clock at night.
That day introduced me to liquid IVs. Because I learned you can't drink with them.
Yeah, you just got to get electrolytes. Yeah. Those are super important.
Yeah. But like I said, I don't think I really knew what I was signing myself up for when I went there. But
oh man, at least
there's always next year.
At least you had fun and you were with friends.
Oh yeah,
whether you met them that day or not, like you were having a good time.
I think the thing people don't realize, like the craft beer community, especially in Ohio, it feels so welcoming.
Oh yeah.
The industry itself is something that you just don't see in other industries, like how you like at the CBA, or it doesn't even have to be at the CBA. You see like an head brewer in an air brewery just talking and stuff. You just don't see that.
Oh, yeah, no, it's so easy to make friends in this industry. Like, all you got to do is, like Warp Wing says it on a lot of their merch. Share a pint, make a friend. It's easy to meet people.
Both Nick and John are two of the. Mm-hmm. I could talk days with them because they're just so welcoming and open and really willing to help you with anything you need.
Oh yeah.
Especially with me being a young podcaster, they helped me set up some stuff I don't think I could have done on my own.
Oh yeah.
So especially like Sun King, that was not on my radar at all. But I just did a fun question because I remember them saying, "Hey, I know Sun King." I was like, "Ooh." And the opportunity was I was in Indianapolis and it just popped up.
Oh yeah.
So
because everybody in this industry knows everybody.
Yes. Especially John.
Oh yeah. Especially him.
Yeah. But you look at some other faces, you like Yo Springs, like where she came from. The head brewer there, and she came from oh god, I throwing the blank here. Founders. She came from Founders, and now she's not the head brewer. She replaced Anna. Yeah, stuff like that, and she's absolutely amazing. And I love what Yo Springs is doing right now.
Yeah, I have not gotten to meet her yet, but I've heard nothing but good things. So
she's awesome.
Yeah,
but I just like I talk all the time about this industry. It's amazing the amazing people we meet and how open most people are.
Oh yeah, I've made nothing but friends. Everyone I've met in this industry has just mostly become a friend. Yeah.
So let's talk. We're going to go back further behind OCBA because you have had some two amazing events at your place in January and February, and that really helped drive January myself because a lot of places aren't doing much, but you guys were like, we're taking this head on.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, dry January sucks for a lot of small businesses and breweries, bars in general. Most people just have decided not to drink for no reason. It's a waste of time, in my opinion.
I know.
My opinions on drinking is just moderation, and over time, doing it for a month is kind of a waste because you're just going to go back to what you're doing anyway. So during January, we did our Winterfest where we just released a ton of different imperial stouts and barrel-aged beers and had a great time doing it. We did sell a ton of flights, and
which I highly suggest if you go to one of those.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun. Did you spill something that day?
I think I broke some.
Oh, you broke a glass? Okay.
It was one of the times I've been there. You gave me a full glass and it just dropped.
Okay, yeah, that might have been a different event, yeah. But you've definitely broken some glassware at our brewery.
I know.
And then
I felt so bad.
You don't need to.
I know.
But I've definitely broken way more than you.
But I mean, let's talk. I mean, that's awesome how you guys set it that because normally, most breweries by January are probably over the Imperial, and you don't see many other pushes out there, and then you see yours, and it's kind of cool to see that extend a little further.
Yeah, well, I mean, we just want to make it try to get a little bit of more business during that month. So we're just trying to pull some more, throw something interesting out there and just hope something sticks and get people in our doors. And I think that did really well for us that day. And then following January, the first weekend of February, we had our Not Sorry Day, which we plan on doing every single year. We just did 10 different variants of our peanut butter porter, and
which it's a really good beer.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Our standard Not Sorry is 5.5%, so it's not super heavy, but it drinks pretty decadently.
Oh yeah,
and it's easy to drink all year round, just because of that. Yeah. And throwing in all the different variants just really, really brings people in. We had our Very Sorry, which is the Imperial version. That one's usually around 8.5%, 9%. And then we do multiple barrel aged versions. Then we have our King Sorry, which is the Imperial peanut butter banana, which is absolutely phenomenal. That one's usually around 9.8%. Usually that one is one of the first to go off our taps just because of how much people love that one.
Yeah, it was I mean, it's like I said, early winter, there's really nothing else to do in Ohio. So I mean,
you gotta really just throw some stuff out there and get people to get out of their houses.
Like I tell people all the time, if it's not your peanut butter, there's two peanut butter porters like yours, and I like Crooked Handles. You two seem to know how to make it right, and it tastes good. So.
Oh, yeah. People either talk about Crooked Handles or ours all the time. It's been a minute since I've had the one at Crooked Handle, just because I don't make my way down that way very often. But it was pretty good the last time I had it. Yeah, it's a one beer I don't think they meant to be all year round, but now it is. So. Not Sorry, I think. When they first started the brewery, they didn't really have plans on having flagships, but that one quickly became a flagship for sure.
What would you say your flagships are?
Our flagships are Not Sorry, our Range Ball, which is an American Pale Ale. It's delicious. It's made with all mosaic hops, piney, lightly citrusy.
I'm sure I've had it.
Moderately hot, malty. It's good. And then we've got our Lochray Red, which is an Irish red ale, named after a village in Ireland, which one of the owners' family originates from. And then our 818 Cream Ale, which was
really good.
Just an easy, light drinker. It's the first beer we made on the system. When they opened, the first beer the first version of that came out higher in ABV than they expected. I think it was around 6.5%. For a cream ale, that's pretty heavy. But I mean, first time's the charm, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's I'd say all the time, it's such a good beer.
Yeah.
And this area makes really good cream ale.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
there's something about Ohio and cream ale that is just Ohio's the place to get cream ale, honestly. Yeah. Like I don't think of any other states
outside of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
That the cream of,
oh yeah,
with Spotted Cow. But.
Yeah, Spotted Cow. Yeah. And obviously Genesee out of New York. Yeah. But I mean, those are the two outside of Ohio that I can think of that people like the cream ale from.
And I love the fact that you guys have a pale ale, which I would love to see that. You see these lagers coming back in the form. I would love to see, like, the next phase would be some more pale ales come out.
Mm-hmm. Well, our pale ale was originally called Bye Bye American Rye. So it was made with rye ale. Just by the fact that it had rye in the name, people decided they didn't want to drink it. Ever since we changed the name to Range Ball, like, people have been all over it. It's a great beer.
Which is weird, because if you look into Dayton's history, like Worked Wing had a rye IPA. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure Hairless Hair did too.
Yeah.
Which were one of my first beers I started drinking. I was like, and all of a sudden it disappeared.
So. Yeah. I remember having a beer. I know the name of the beer. I don't remember the brewery, but I'm sure somebody would remember what it's from. It's Rye of the Tiger. I remember having that IPA at Mojos before I worked there in like 2015, 2016 when I really started going in there, and that was a phenomenal rye IPA. I really love rye IPAs and rye pale ales.
Yeah, I think craft beer is on a trajectory backwards in a good way.
Yeah,
because you see like black IPAs returning.
Yeah, and
some of these older beer that because I turned 21 in 2014-ish, so there's a grace period when you're getting into beer where you don't know what you're drinking. You're just drinking, you're liking it, but eventually you get matured enough to know what you're drinking. I would like to see some of these older styles come back and just reliving some of the stuff that's been happening. But,
like talking about getting into drinking, like getting into drinking craft beer. I didn't really get into craft beer until I was about like 23, 24 years old. And that started up in college, actually. Like, I happened to be in a bar that had Dogfish Head Chicory Stout on tap. And I was just like, fuck it, I'll try it. And that was like the beer that made everything click in my head. Like, oh my God.
Well, don't you remember when the first time Zombie Dust came on, you guys couldn't keep it on if you tried?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Like, that was such a difficult beer at the time to get a hold of. It's mostly because of Indiana laws that prevented like the production of a certain amount of beer. So you just didn't have the distribution of it. But once that changed, it was so easy to get a hold of. Like, when I was at Mojo's, like, I would talk to my sales rep and be like, hey, can I get this beer? He'd try to be like, well, I can't really sell it to you unless you get so many unless you like start buying a little bit more of this stuff or this stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, I might as well get this and I'll get that beer then. After about a month or two of that, eventually it just became like, hey, can I just get this? He was like, yeah, sure. Like, it really just became so easy to come by, like, over time.
I feel like that's a lot of beers you see out nowadays. Because you remember, like when 450 North really started peaking, you couldn't find it, but now you could probably go to the Cellar, go over here and find it.
Oh, yeah.
Where when 450 North first hit, you can find it. I mean, it sold out instantly.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But,
yeah.
No, you need another beer.
Oh, yes, I do. So I'm going to go get another one.
We'll be right back. We have refilled, and we're back. We're still at Cellar, I think, right?
Yeah, we're definitely still at the Cellar.
All right. We didn't go to Southern Ohio.
I'm almost a quarter of the way into my new beer, actually. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So we were talking about zombie dust and stuff like that. I remember in our IPA Mojos had early on. I was Alaskan IPA.
Oh yeah.
The Husky. I don't know because I liked the logo of it, but I just thought it was one of the coolest logos.
Yeah, that was something we would always do for our our Pints for Paul's events, which we would do in July, and we would do in December, I believe, where we would just for every pint sold of our draft beer, we would donate $1 to a specific animal-based charity, just to dogs and cats are better than people, so I mean we care about them there. I'm pretty sure
they don't care if you have a good day or a bad day. They're always there for you.
Oh yeah, they're the best.
Yeah. So what's some big things going on right now with you with Southern Ohio on some major projects you've been working on?
Well, we are coming up on our 5th anniversary. So we've been around for 5 years. We started in the middle of COVID during 2020, and we have our anniversary event coming up July, like the second weekend of July. I can't remember the exact date that it is. So that'll be a lot of fun. I'm sure we'll have some special beers coming out. I'm not allowed to say which ones those are. So
you're good.
Sorry, buddy.
You're good. If you want to spill it, I don't care.
I'm good.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I want to keep that a surprise too.
All right. No, it's cool.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't think we have anything major coming up. We just had a wine event last weekend where, like, every spring and fall we do a wine fest, which is we just have Heidelberg come in with a bunch of different wines and we just sell bottles of wine. Really, people always have a good time with that.
Yeah. Is that pretty popular?
Yeah, it's pretty popular. We sell about 160 tickets each time we have the event going on, so we get pretty packed for it. Yeah.
So your owners went to Indianapolis? Did they say anything about Indianapolis?
They didn't really say a whole lot to me about Indianapolis. I wasn't really involved with that. I didn't really get much information from them on that. No. I was at the Ohio Craft Brewers Conference this past year. A lot of the courses I sat through mostly revolved around like sales and some of the education aspects of craft beer. So I've been trying to work on some continuing education for our staff at the brewery. I recently ran a off flavor beer tasting course.
Oh, that must have been fun.
Oh, that was pretty good. Had a whole PowerPoint. And
did you have the stuff to make them all flavored too?
Oh, well, I didn't have like the official stuff. I had to find like a DIY kind of thing. So found a lot of fun, interesting things to gross everybody out. That was pretty enjoyable on my side.
I've always wanted to take something like that because it just seems so interesting. Even though you think you know what off flavor is until you actually try it.
Oh yeah, it's really interesting. I did the one that the Cicerone program offers for like the introductory kind of course. A lot of it's based off of like the 6 like main ones that you would come across, which is like you got obviously skunked beer, which you get that from the light struck off flavors. Mm-hmm. Then you've got like the trans 2 nonanol, which is like a papery kind of taste, like cardboard. That's usually caused by a lot of beers just being old. And then you've got like oh my god, I'm blanking on stuff right now. It's been a minute since I went over the course, but you've got like the buttery
Popcorn.
the diacetyl off flavors that you get, like the buttery popcorn. Got geez, man. Now I feel like an idiot.
Yeah,
I'm blanking
good.
on it.
Was there when you did the course, was there anything that surprised you on something you didn't think you thought you knew but you didn't?
A lot of it involved. So my palate's not the best, just because I don't have the time to like work on like training my palate. So kind of like working on like bringing up like teaching the techniques on flavor tasting kind of really was on the fly. So a lot of it kind of like really like reminded me of like how important it is to actually try working on the different methods for like tasting beer, like how involved your sense of smell is when it comes to like tasting beer. Like if you plug your nose and drink a beer, it's really hard to taste most of the flavors that come out of it. But the moment you let go of your nose and like and taste it, like you really pick up on a ton of different flavors. There's just so many aspects behind it that really influence like how a beer tastes.
Mm-hmm. So when the people in the class, were people shocked about some of the stuff, or?
I don't want to say they were like shocked, but they were definitely like a bit more appreciative of like knowing how to go through these processes and like learn about these different off flavors to really kind of get what causes them and like makes them think a little bit more about what they're drinking at a time, and like if something's off that they're not used to, like makes them think of where that could have come from, which is pretty important for a lot of quality control amongst our staff.
Yeah. Do you think it will help your bartenders more knowing, or?
Oh, absolutely. It'll just make it a lot. It will help me out a lot, because since I do handle the distribution, because I know a few of our bartenders like to go out to different bars and restaurants, and if they try any of our beers, they know how the beers are supposed to taste. If they notice something different, they can kind of like have an idea of what might be going on, and they can like either communicate to the staff that they're at the moment, or they can talk to me, and I can go into that place and like talk to the buyer and find out what might be happening. It's really important to have that kind of knowledge for all our staff.
So what's the biggest issue? Like, let's say I go have a beer at your place, and I know what it's supposed to taste like. Then you go to another place and the beer seems a little bit off from what you guys. Is there because of the place, or is it because where they had it, or?
Well, it depends.
I'm not pointing you out. That's a spectrum for everyone.
Oh yeah, no, it's going to be a complete spectrum, because everybody takes care of their draft system differently. There are some bars and restaurants, I don't know exactly which ones, that would maybe not take care of their draft lines, cleaning regularly if it's every 2 weeks or 3 weeks or anything like that, their beers are going to have a lot of off flavors, whether it's like an infection from the line or anything like that. And then there's other bars and restaurants that will take care of their draft lines very regularly. It really depends on the different bar and restaurants, like all the different places. Like it's hard to say.
Like what I'm about to say. No, it was not Mojos.
Okay.
Yeah. Before I say this, there's a place in Detroit. I'm not throwing any names out there that had Cincy Lights on there. It had a fruit flavor when it came out of the lines.
Yeah.
which I know City Light is not supposed to taste like that.
Definitely should not have that sort of flavor, I'm sure.
Like, what is this?
So from my experience working at Mojos, a lot of times when a beer blows on a certain draft line, if you don't put something similar to it on directly afterwards, you can still be picking up a certain flavor from that line. So if there was something on draft at that brewery, at that bar or restaurant before that was really fruity, and then they decided to set something like Cincy Light on right afterwards, it could pick up some of that flavor.
He definitely picked it up.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this?
That was something that we constantly kind of had a fight with at Mojos, but luckily
Mojos has not been one of those places.
Yeah,
so.
no, we were very focused on making sure we would put something on afterwards that was very similar. So, or we would just leave it blank until the next cleaning came along, just to make sure that we weren't representing the beer that was on.
Mm-hmm.
That was something big that me and Doug at the time were focused on.
Yeah, it's you definitely know from different places what you get and what you're expecting. So
and if you ever go into a bar or a restaurant and you're asking for a specific beer that you're very familiar with and it does not taste fine and it tastes the way it expects, definitely send it back, be polite about it, let them know what's wrong in your opinion, and they should be able to help you find something that's similar or more along the lines of what you're looking for. And they on their end will either do what they want to remedy the situation on that keg itself. But yeah, we're us at our brewery, we always focus on the quality of the beer, and if there's something wrong that I happen to come across when I'm distributing to a brewery or to a restaurant, I always make sure that I'm not either pushing something that I'm not comfortable with, or if they already have something from me that's not coming out right, I'm always offering to buy that keg back and swap it out with something that's going to be good.
When you're as a sales rep, is there certain bars I can't sell this to a certain place because they might not take care of things properly because how much of what you sell or I hope they keep buying this and hopefully go to the brewery and check us out.
So I'm lucky in a way that I have so few accounts that I'm able to kind of pick and choose who I want to try to sell to, places that I know a good reputation from that establishment. So a lot of the places that I sell to, I'm really comfortable with how they're going to take care of the beer. If something happens to that beer, I will work with that the person that's in charge of buying to make sure our beer is represented in the best possible light. So I don't really pick and choose this particular beers that I want to represent at the place. I always make sure everybody has the full representation of what we have available.
So, because what are the main beers you normally are selling?
Oh man,
in distro, or does it fluctuate between what you have?
It fluctuates quite a bit, but we do really well with our lagers, and I mean, IPAs would do well if every other brewery didn't have an IPA. It's one of those.
I know this area is very. No offense, yeah. I love Yost, but Bocho is the supreme air. It's nice to see.
Oh no, Boat Show is everywhere, and it's a delicious beer.
Oh yeah, and it's
there's
nice
a reason why
this
it's
area
everywhere.
Supports them.
Oh yeah,
I mean, because I know it could be very easy for them to pick up a truth, but it's nice to see this area supporting this area.
Yeah, definitely. We just kind of we kind of coexist with everybody. I slip our beer in and let the beer talk for itself. And most of the time it does really well. I don't ever really run into a lot of our beers like sitting on tap too long or not moving too well at different accounts, just because the accounts that I choose, I know they're going to represent our beer as well as possible. Yeah.
How important is that as a sales rep, knowing that they're going to support or try to help? Because I know, like place we're at, they have, I don't know how many taps, I forget how many taps he has, but
it looks like it's around 20 or so taps a year.
So,
a lot of it just mostly comes down to having a good, if not good, decent product, and just having a good relationship with the person who's buying the beer itself, and just making sure that for me, it's making sure I'm available for them when they need help with something. That's mostly what it comes down to, is just being personable and accessible.
Because you've been you're closing. You mentioned you're closing in on 5 years of Southern Ohio. How many people still do you feel like know who you are, and do you think there's a lot of people in Dayton that don't know who you are?
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't really know who we are. Beaver Creek is kind of one of those cities where it's a really big set of suburbs, really, more than a city. So we have a lot of people in the area that just don't know we exist. We're not great at marketing anyway. A lot of what I focus on when I'm moving the beer is just, we have beer and it's pretty dang good. So why don't you try it? See what you think. I'm the person that delivers it as well. So you've got one point of contact for this beer. If you have a problem, let me know. That's mostly what it is. And I think that goes a long way for those bars and restaurants to talk about the beer for us to the customers and let them know that we exist.
Because I'll admit, being up in Troy, sometimes I forget where Beaver Creek and Fairborn is, because you guys just mesh really quick.
Yeah, they're like almost an entire like city itself, just by the fact that it's so close together, yet so spread out that you don't even realize that you're in one or the other most of the time. But
I love coming to Southern Ohio. I mean, it feels like it's just a good feeling when you go there. I know the beers are gonna be good, and you guys always have new stuff on, which is
we're always constantly rotating through stuff. Like I feel like we just put on oh my gosh, our sock thief the other month, and then it's already gone, and we've got something else coming on. Like we shoot for about like 3 months on our beers to like at the max to move through them. And if we don't hit that 3-month mark, we just kind of we look for a way to rotate that out immediately and get something else on.
You're not like a brewery that has a pumpkin beer on all year round because they don't know what to do with it?
No, we dumped our pumpkin beer when we were tired of it.
I'm not throwing any names out there, but I've seen it. I've seen a pumpkin beer go on till May.
I mean, if they made it in May, that's fine, but I guess. Or maybe, no, that's probably not fine because that's some old pumpkin junk. No.
But it's weird how, in this craft beer world, like, I mean, we're already in May.
Yeah.
In July, what's probably late July, Oktoberfest is going to start showing its face.
Oh, yeah. I'm so stressed out about that already.
And not that far after, in August, is when pumpkin will come around. But it's like, it happens this quick, but then it just dies.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't stay around.
Yeah,
I mean, Oktoberfest I can understand, because sometimes I feel like Oktoberfest could technically be a year round, and I could probably drink it year round if I wanted to. but pumpkin is not one of them.
Yeah, no. Well, pumpkin beer is that style that people will be like, oh, yeah, it's pumpkin beer season. They go out, have one, maybe two, and they're like, yep, that's enough for me. And then it's nothing at the end of that.
Oh, you're like me that gets a couple of 6-packs of pumpkin beer, and then
You got to find some.
You have you drink a couple, and it's like you're in just November, December. What do I do with the rest of these?
Yeah, you're like,
Which you end up drinking them, but you don't want to.
You don't enjoy them at that point, though. That's the thing. That's why pumpkin beer is just not great.
It's fine. I mean, I know it's I mean, when it first starts out, it's fine.
Yeah, but pumpkin beer is literally just hype.
Yeah. But that's just pumpkin in general. I mean, everything becomes pumpkin.
Yeah, exactly.
So I wasn't wrong about July. Probably you're already looking at Oktoberfest already.
I mean,
I should say after July 4th. That's when I remembered it last year, starting seeing things popping up.
Yeah, no, we don't release ours that early. We wait a little bit more into August before we actually release ours, just because we have a little bit more dignity than everybody else, I'd say. That's a joke.
No, it's
clearly a
fine.
joke.
I mean, I love Sammy Adams, but they will be the first ones to start.
I think
Walmart's just as bad with their candies.
Wolf's Ridge does Septemberfest because they're clearly making fun of the fact that that style comes out too early anyway. Like, everyone knows it comes out too early for the style. It's just, but nobody can do anything about it, really. Ours, we just make ours on time. We'll sell a little bit to different accounts, but we're not going to sell out of it that quickly.
No, I think Oktoberfest is also was a preamble to people that were trying to say they don't like lagers, but they actually do like lagers. And now you're seeing lagers come back to a stronger form. Well, I think I've drank more lagers now than I ever dreamed I would do it. But the lagers that Ohio is creating, including you guys, are great.
Well, I think everybody is getting around to buying the proper equipment to make lagers efficiently, and they're dedicating the time to it. Because originally, I want to like in 2017 when the craft beer boom was going, you didn't see a whole lot of craft lagers out. It's mostly because it just took up a lot of tank space and a lot more time to get that going. So people just didn't want to have didn't want to put the effort into it. But nowadays, the breweries are starting to really want to get into it and provide those options for people, that they're taking the time and they're investing in the equipment to do it, that makes a lot of those lagers that are coming out a lot more quality.
Yeah, because like in your area between like Centerville and Beaver Creek and stuff like that, there's a lot of great lagers, including like Heavy in Air and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
And other places in that area, just the lagers are just really coming out strong.
Oh yeah, no, and I'm super happy with the lagers that we have. When we first our first lager was the BFB, which stands for beer flavored beer, and it was okay at best. It didn't sell super well compared to our 818, which is another lighter offering that we have. Ours also has like the name recognition for our regulars that come in, but once we started investing more into like horizontal lagering tanks and taking the time to focus on that, we really started to like put out some really good lagers. And like my personal favorite is our Shot Rock, which is a dark Czech style lager. And that just comes out like chef's kiss. It's delicious. I love that beer. It's got some nice like lightly like bready toasty malts with a little bit of a caramel toffee note and a little bit of it like a peppery floral Saz hop note. It's delicious.
No. Are there other beer styles you love to see come back?
Oh my! Well, like I think we might have mentioned it earlier, like the black IPA. Like I love seeing black IPAs on tap. Like if I see one, like I will immediately order that.
Do you guys make one?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
It's the Solar Eclipse of the Hop.
Okay.
Yeah, we made. First one we made was for the Solar Eclipse last year.
Okay.
We brought it back this past year. It should all be gone by now, but I think Barrel House might have it in a couple weeks, just because we have a Sixtel line around that might go to them. That is a good old school style. It's got nice piney notes, light citrus to it, and it's really nicely malty and dark. It's tasty. I look forward to that one coming around each year.
But so black IPAs are your major one you want to see back, or is there any others?
I want to see more of like the standard American IPA, where it was just like bracingly bitter. Personally, that might just be me coming up a little bit like when that style was still around before like the hazy IPAs took over, just because I like the nostalgia and the taste of it personally. Like I liked Green Flash's Palette Wrecker. Like that's an obnoxious beer to try to drink as an IPA. Like I like that beer itself. So to see something a little bit more along the, not quite that way come about, like I enjoy a beer like that.
Mm-hmm. So what's your major goals in the rest of the year for Southern, as a sales rep, as your bartender for Southern Ohio?
Well, I can't say a whole lot for being a beer tender, just because I like pouring beer for customers. It's just getting to know everybody that's coming into the brewery. Like I enjoy like having the conversations with people. As far as like sales go, I would just like to be able to get a few more accounts and make a few more friends, really, and just kind of push our beer and get it out to everybody. It's mostly how my job works, and I've built it myself. As far as the sales go, like I've been the only person really involved with moving our beer. I mean, my boss tells me what the numbers are, but I'm the one that's running out there and moving the beer to everybody. So
last question for you. What is craft beer to you? If someone asks you, what is craft beer to you, what is it?
Craft beer to me, it's just making friends. That's what it really is. That's what it comes down to. Like, sure, craft beer is delicious. There's so many different styles out there that you can find anything that you want to try. Like that'll bring a new idea to your brain, like as far as flavor goes. But when it comes down to it, it's mostly just making friends and talking to people and having good times.
I absolutely agree with that. Well, thank you so much for coming on and enjoying your regular